Hey all you cool cats and kittens. Gabe and Ben here. The first episode of Big Dick Rescue.
Don't do that, Gabe. Stop. How's it going? It's Gabe and Ben here for a Q&A. I am trans and Gabe is my brother, and so we figured that some people would want to know the answers to some questions for Gabe. So, Gabe, how did I come out to you?
You didn't. Our stepmom and our dad came down to my room and informed me that you were trans and that you were no longer going to be female and wanted me to start referring to you with male pronouns. That was pretty much the extent of it. Didn't really question it and kind of just moved forward from there.
Were you surprised, or did you see that coming? You know, was there anything like in our childhood that you were like,
I don't think I was surprised.
Do you think maybe I was gay or something?
Yeah, I thought you might have been gay. You were always unique. You were always yourself, whether it fit in with what people thought was the norm or not. You know, you like to wear my shorts and my shirts and my jerseys, and so, you know, you kind of preferred that.
Kind of like tomboy.
A lot of your friends were starting to get into, you know, some more stereotypical girly stuff, and you showed zero interest. So, not shocked.
Didn't really faze you.
Didn't faze me. Still doesn't, honestly.
Yeah.
Obviously, but
yeah. So how did you feel like when things actually started changing? Because I didn't change my name until like 2 years later or something like that.
I think the hardest part for me for those first few years was the lack of name change.
Yeah.
Was possibly a little
confusing for
difficult.
people.
Yeah. I think the gender neutral nickname was difficult for me because it was so close to your birth name.
You know, I'm just a procrastinator.
Exactly.
Like I said,
it just kind of took you a while to go in and legally get your name changed.
Well, that was no. I felt pressure from Mom to change my name because she kept asking me like every day when we were in the car. She was like, "So what are you gonna change your name to? So what are you gonna change your name to?" And so eventually, I felt enough pressure that I was just like, "All right, fuck it, whatever. I'll just do it."
Okay.
Dad did the whole name change thing. I didn't even ask him to do that, but I mean, obviously, it was dope. And like,
Yeah, it was
exactly
super cool.
what
That was
I
a great
wanted.
day.
Remember the? Okay, I don't know if you know this, but
Was I setting that up?
no. Okay. Did you and do you feel supported by your friends and those around you?
I think I feel supported. I think the only thing is me and my friend group, you know, if something is uncomfortable or out of the norm per se, I think that we use comedy to kind of cope with stuff. So some of my friends can, you know, be comedic and say what they think are jokes when in reality it's not
offensive.
something, right, maybe, I mean, not so offensive, but just maybe something that, you know, isn't, you know, it's been, what, 5-6 years? So it's like, it's not really out of the norm in my mind anymore. So otherwise, no, I've had very few friends who have had, you know, prolonged issues with the pronouns.
That was going to be my next question is, how do you educate people as a sibling of a trans person? What has that journey been like?
I think for me, just being an advocate for the LGBTQ plus community in general, just kind of, if I meet someone who's a part of the community, I think just showing acceptance, appreciation, and just kind of, you know, welcoming that person into whatever space or area or thing that I'm in or what I'm doing with open arms has been big for me. It has really taught me just to accept people for who they are. Because in the grand scheme of things, you would rather have someone be happy and be who they are than, you know, feel like they have to be someone they're not and have them be miserable and whatnot. It's shown me how to be accepting and welcoming to everybody, regardless of, you know, race, religion, political. I mean, really just anything. Just kind of how to be a nice person.
I think that like our general idea and like the way that as a family we've just kind of gone about it is like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You know, I don't care. It's your life.
Again, just to reiterate, it has really just given me a greater appreciation for people being true to themselves, being able to concretely say, this is who I am, this is what I stand for. Because again, at the end of the day, you would rather someone be happy than fit whatever idea you have of them.
Yeah.
Just, you know, showing people that you do care and that you are, you know, and a shoulder to lean on. That's been the biggest thing, is that I think your transition has made me more receptive to people or to things that I might not have been comfortable with prior.
Did you have any worries or concerns for me while transitioning as my older brother?
Yeah, I mean, I got bullied growing up for I was kind of chubby. I really liked Hannah Montana. I really liked High School Musical. I got bullied, kind of for being a little more, feminine, I guess. But so I know
Just
that,
like being in touch with yourself.
yeah, and I know that people can be mean. I know kids are extremely mean, and so I just think the biggest thing, I got made fun of for things that I didn't think were that big of a deal or like that unnormal. And so when you came out, I was like, oh my goodness, he's gonna get bullied.
shit, yeah.
He's gonna have all these hardships. But I think people kind of, they either didn't say anything or they really understood and respected what you were doing. Unless
You were like happily surprised.
yeah, unless I missed something, I think that you had a very good experience with coming out and navigating through high school and college and whatnot. So
Okay, so these are questions from my friends. How do you feel about my voice being deeper than yours?
it doesn't bother me too much.
That's a competition that I
You can
would
have-
Does Gabe wish his booty was as thick as yours?
I'm dummy thick too.
Here, we gotta check the butts. Mine's just a little more spread out than yours. So. Do you wish that you were as hot as me?
I kind of feel like we look the same.
That's true.
So I've always classified I'm the gorilla, you're the monkey.
Yeah,
So-
that's pretty accurate.
Yeah,
I've never
so
heard that.
I think that if you remove hair, I think that we look pretty much identical.
Have you witnessed transphobia in your Greek life? Gabe was in a fraternity in college.
Yeah, I don't think I really experienced any transphobia. There are people who I think that in society that, there's some terms that are kind of normalized, like, oh, that's so gay or queer or anything like that. So, I had some people in my fraternity who used those words, and it initially upset me, but, the less that I gave a reaction to it, the less that they used it. I've got a lot of friends who, unless I say like, oh, my brother is transitioned, like they have no idea. I think it's just a place of not really knowing or understanding, just because they
it's
haven't,
ignorance, right?
they haven't really been exposed to the topic. Once it affected me, or once it was a part of my life, it was something that I think that they were willing to learn about. As a friend, they wanted to know about it. So being willing to correct people if they're saying something incorrect, or stop them if they're saying something offensive or mean, I think people tend to listen a little bit.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Drop a comment below if you agree, bro.
Drop a like if you
Drop
agree.
One like equals one agree. Last question. Is there any advice that you would give to other siblings of trans people?
I think just if you can't pick your family, you can pick your friends. You can't pick your family. I think that being accepting of your sibling is probably the biggest thing. I know that you make fun of me a lot. I like sports. I like video games.
You're a bro. You work out.
Yeah. And so I think that there's this reputation or a generalization that I maybe wouldn't care or be accepting. But I think the biggest thing for me is you being happy and you being yourself. And I think that watching you over the past 7, 8, 5?
Yeah, you could say like 7 years.
Like 7, 8 years, I think the coolest part about it for me is like seeing how happy that you are. And I think mom always says that you could be black, blue, green, whatever, like I'm still gonna love you. I think that, unless you're getting involved in some heinous crimes or something, right, I'm always gonna accept and support you. So I think just having an open mind and just being as supportive as you can. I'm sure I do things, I'm sure I am involved in organizations that you probably could give two shits about.
Right.
But it makes me happy, and so you're happy that I do it. Just being accepting of your sibling. If you aren't helpful and accepting, how can you expect anybody else to be? So I think it starts from within. Just, setting an example, because that's the thing. If I wasn't so accepting and loving and caring for you, I think that my friends maybe would say more things because they think that they can get away with, setting a tone, and this is what's going on, this is what's going to go on, and either hop on board or get the hell out of the way. I think I think that's a really good precedent to set. So being open, being accepting, and being loving.
I think that was all the questions, and if you have any other questions for Gabe, I'll leave his Instagram and Twitter in the bio. Follow, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Let me know if you have any more questions, and thank you for watching.